Okay, guys. Today what I want to show you guys is a variety, or rather a variety of ways to represent numbers. Now, I'm going to start with the form that you're most familiar with. So, first board down, I'll show you. When you look at any type of number, this is called standard form. It's the way we usually see numbers. Now, the biggest thing for you to remember is that you only say the word thousand one time. And if you can remember from earlier videos, that right there, that comma, represents this word. Okay? We say thousand only one time, and we don't say and until we get to the decimals, which you don't really need to worry about until the spring. So this number, the easiest way to do this is think of it as two parts. 487, 905. Look at those periods, and it says 487. Now you've got your comma, so we add the word thousand. 487,905. Now that's important because all the other numbers will be taking standard form and transferring it into the second most common one, for example, being word form. So again, what I would strongly encourage you to do is kind of chunk it out. Kind of like we do in reading, we take the little C and we chunk, but let's chunk this way, okay? And look at the first three digits here. It says 487. So I've already written it so that it's a little more legible, but 487. That's what I wrote first. And then I pause because I see my comma right here, and I add that word. I add the word thousand. That's the only place that you ever write the word thousand in word form. And then you just simply write the remaining part, 905. 905, not 905. The word and only comes if there's a decimal and additional numbers. Now, we have to write a number in expanded form. Again, this is standard form. And what I've done down here is already have it in expanded form. What I want to show you is how to go from this to this. Now the easiest way I've done this is you'll take a piece of notebook paper and you'll turn it, you'll already have seen me do this. I'll say reading paper, math paper, and the lines will be vertical. And when our lines are vertical, and I like to leave one for my comma just because it helps me. When the lines are vertical, it allows me to do this, to line things up. Now I write this above the red line, and now all I have to do is write it kind of like a balloon. We're blowing that number up. And what this is recognizing that this has a value. This 4 has a value of 400,000. So we're writing it separately. We're breaking this number into large parts. I write the digit directly beneath, fill in with zeros. Drop the digit straight down, filling in with zeros again, and I just continue this process. As you can see, I'm going to have to extend my lines a little bit here. However, you'll notice there's a 0 here, so what do we do? My advice, while you're learning this and gaining confidence in how to do it, is just go ahead and put those zeros, and I'll show you why here in a second. And then the last number we have is in the ones place, and it's a 5. Now, how can I check this? It's a super little trick, and lots of kids find success by looking at this, the bottom digit in each row, and I know it's sort of hard to read probably, but it matches this, 487,905. Now, this is going to be one you have not gotten any experience with yet. This is called base 10 form. And what base 10 form is similar to expanded form, but rather than writing this as a standard form number, it's kind of a little bit of a blend. We look at the 4, so I've written it here already, 4, and then I write the place that it's in. Okay, 4, and I just tell you where it is. 400,000. So I have a digit, and then I have word form in naming the place. 8, my 8 is in the 10,000s place, so I'd say 8 10,000s. 7 is in the thousands place, so I simply write 7,000s. My 9 is in the hundreds place, so I write 900s. Now, again, I added this 0 and this number to sort of reinforce the idea that you will see that sometimes. I like to, just to be consistent, keep it in there. Eventually, you won't need to do that, but as you're learning, it's a good idea just to have every place and every value. So 0 tens and 5 ones. Now those are the 4 ways to represent numbers. What I'm going to show you next is something that we'll get to a little bit later, but I want to sort of preview it for you. Worry only about everything up to this point for now, but keep in mind that eventually we're going to have to deal with this quite a bit. And this is going the other way, not from standard form to another form, but from base 10 form to standard form. Now, this isn't terribly tricky once you learn to multiply with zeros, and we'll do that before I will ask you to do this. But let me just give you a little preview. When you have things like this, 14 10,000s, well, you can't have 2 digits in one place. So what we do on these is we put a multiplication symbol on each one of these. We'll have this a lot in morning math later in the year. 14 times, and we don't really need these S's. I'm going to get rid of them. Obviously, if you're not on a dry erase board, it doesn't matter too much because you don't need to worry about it, okay? But 14 times 10,000 would be, equals 14 times 10,000. Now, I won't go any further than that today, but we'll learn how to do it. We'll call it candy corn math when we get to it. 9 times 1,000. 1,000, well, that is the place, but we know that to be 1,000. 9 times 1,000. 12 times 100, we know it to be 100, so 12 times 100. 8 times 10, because we have 8 in the tens place. You should know that one. And 11 times 1. Now again, I just felt like it would be a good idea to sort of show you this is one other thing that we will encounter later on in the year. Or actually at the beginning of the year, but not quite yet. So I want to say to you verbally 2 numbers, and I want you to try to do them in all 4 ways. So the first number I'm going to give you is 19,265. Let's say that again. 19,265. Put that in standard form first, and then write it in the other remaining 3 forms. Here's a bigger number. 407,318. 407,318. I know you guys can do it.